Hello, good evening. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. To our very first story, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority says it was compelled to implement the revised tariff due to the current global economic challenges. These include the inflation and currency depreciation, which the GPHA says they have increased its operational cost. In a statement issued, we've got to read highlights of the statement for you. It says, before the implementation of the tariff, there were a series of engagements with the relevant institutions and major stakeholders, including the Ghana Shippers Authority, Shipowners and Agents Association of Ghana, Freight Forwarding Associations, Ghana Union of Traders Association, Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, as well as representations from the transit trading community to gather insights and feedback before implementing the tariff increment. It goes on to say that despite their concerns, the authority was compelled to implement the revised tariff due to the current global economic challenges, including inflation and currency depreciation, which have increased their operational cost. And we've got to go live on the telephone lines and speak to Esther Jebidonko, who is the General Manager of Marketing and Corporate Affairs at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. And thankfully, she joins us on Zoom. Pleasure you could join us, Madam Esther Jebidonko. Looking at the current economic conditions, do you think that it was right to increase these charges at the ports?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your viewers. Yes, in fact, it is the main reason why we have to increase the tariff. As you are very much aware of, we provide service at the port, and all our inputs that goes into providing the final service have their prices increased within the space of the last time we increased our tariff and now. And so once these prices of the inputs or resources that we use in providing the services are going up, we naturally have to also adjust our tariff for us to stay afloat, more or less break even, and not to make losses as we run the ports. And that is the reason why we have to increase our tariff.
I see. You cited the cedi's depreciation as a major reason for the action, but local currency for some time now has stabilized. More than a month now. How do you explain that?
Okay. The nature of our tariff fixing is not dependent on events taking place in just a month. If we rely on what it is for just a month, it will be problematic. I'm saying this because the last time we increased our tariff was last year around July. And between that space of time to today, August, you bear with me that the increase in inflation have risen from about 8 point something to 11.46 or 11.6. You know, so all that time we had not increased the tariff, and you can imagine what was happening to us. So our tariff is not like the areas where you can base your increment on review on daily activities or daily happenings or monthly occurrence. So we looked at it, and then once we are running at a loss at this point where the prices have been increased and we have not been able to increase it, we have to do so and not to base our increment on just what is happening in the month. We pray that it doesn't go up again. It's stabilized, but you realize that it's still not static. It is the rate of increase that is.
Madam Jebidonko, now your authority talks about broad engagement, but it appears most of the stakeholders are not in support of these charges. Why so?
Of course. It is natural. It is natural that when we all are not happy to pay more, and so yes, things are hard for everybody, and so it is natural that they were not very receptive to paying more for the services we are offering. But unfortunately, like I indicated earlier, we have to also pay for the inputs and the resources that we use in providing the services. And so once it is not coming from us per se, we naturally have to. We engage everybody. And like we indicated in our statement, we have to reduce the percentages that we proposed earlier after we have had the engagement with them. We started off at 5% for the dollar tariffs, and then 95% for the local ones. But after the engagement and all the contributions they made and the concerns they raised, we have to actually bring down some of the dollar items to 4%, specifically for empty containers. And then we also reduce the local one from 95% to 65%. So it is not like we did not listen to them at all, but they were of the view that, oh, we increased our tariff last year, and so they think that things are hard and we shouldn't increase. But we are also a business concern like any other business that is running in the country, and we are all aware of the daily, weekly, monthly increases in prices as we go along. So unfortunately, we have to do something, and so we couldn't wait for all of them to say yes before. Okay, but so we have reduced drastically.
So will you perhaps heed to the... All right, so will you perhaps heed to the concerns of these players and, of course, freeze the charges for further consultation? Will you consider that? Madam Esther J.B. Donkor, I am asking if you would consider, freeze the charges for further consultation. Rather unfortunate, her line has frozen, and as and when we get back to her, we shall come to her to conclude that point for us. But we've got to move on to some other stories. And Tullow Oil has reviewed the price of gas sold to Ghana government from the Jubilee and Trinidad field. This was captured in an update released to shareholders of the oil exploration firm today. But what could be the impact on the cost of generated power in the country? George Yafe has more.
The review was captured under the interim gas sales agreement that Tullow Oil secured from government in 2017. Now, based on this adjustment, it will now be selling a unit of metric million British terminal gas at $2.90. Tullow was, however, quick to add that this price was far lower than what other players are selling to the government of Ghana when it comes to natural gas. Tullow says this underscores its commitment to the economic development of the country. The amended sales agreement will cover products sold to government till September this year. Tullow also announced that it is currently negotiating with government on a new gas pricing deal once the current agreement expires at the end of the third quarter of this year. Tullow Oil also announced that it is currently negotiating with the government of Ghana on a new gas pricing deal once the current agreement expires at the end of the third quarter of this year. It is not clear for now how this review in prices would impact on the cost of power generation in the country. Volta River Authority and the Ghana National Gas Company depends on gas from Tullow Oil fields and other sources to generate power for consumption in the country.
Meanwhile, Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Ben Boakye, is worried the increase may increase or bring an additional financial burden to the power sector.
Price was always going to change. As you recall, we have had free volumes of gas from Tullow since the beginning of oil production. So December 2022, we exhausted the free gas that was coming from the Jubilee field, and therefore they needed to price the gas. The Jubilee, Greater Jubilee project had agreed in the plan of development at a price of $2.35 per MMBTU, escalated by the U.S. Consumer Price Index. So that is what has actually brought the price to 2.9. I'm still thinking that that price could have been lower, given our circumstances, and also the fact that this whole project was, based on the oil rather than the gas. But that is what government has agreed to pay. That means that we have to recover the full cost of the gas from its utilization. That is, if we sell to the market has to be able to pay for it. And in Ghana, significantly, the gas goes to the power producers, and then it's generated, used to generate power, and ECG has to pay. We're going to have to pay tallow at around $9 million a month, and that translates to about $100 million a year, of additional, fiscal burden on the power sector.
Now, the National Petroleum Authority has debunked claims of a change in liquefied petroleum gas price build-up as part of its cylinder recirculation model. According to the authority, it is rather working to engage more stakeholders to understand the program before it starts next month. Deputy Chief Executive Officer Perry Okujeto said the distribution network is the only channel expected to be altered and not prices of the commodity. There is more in the following reports.
The National Petroleum Authority said it is engaging service providers and key stakeholders within the industry to bring clarity to the implementation of the policy and ensure a safe rollout of the program before September 2023. Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the NPA, Perry Okujeto, said the authority will gradually phase out the old system through a transition period.
Because the cylinders have been an investment by a bottling plant, we need to know at every point in time who has it. So it's a simple registration process. You go to an exchange point, you identify yourself, they take your details, and you must have a valid, when you go to a bank to cash a check, you present a Ghana card. If you go to an exchange point, you present a Ghana card. The Ghana card has all your details, has your location, where you live, and all of that on it, so that we can have, or the exchange point can have data, and there can be traceability in case the cylinder goes and for 1 year it doesn't come back. So that is for the registration.
He further said there are plans for the Atuabo plant to establish a bottling plant from the Atuabo zone to support the initiative.
We're doing this to try and resolve the environmental issues and the health issues that confront us as a nation. So we are going to pay particular attention to those regions in order to make sure that we ensure a certain level of penetration. So we start in September, and the production and circulation of cylinders begin. And then we begin gradually as the bottling plants push a lot of cylinders into the system until we have met the needs of the entire country over a certain period.
The requirement is for an individual to have a Ghana card and money to acquire one or more of the filled cylinders from an exchange point. James Ishen's reports for Joy Business.
Away from the power sector, about 270 companies have signed an agreement with the Ghana Enterprises Agency to receive 35 million cedis funding to support the expansion of their businesses. The fund is part of the first phase of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Grant from the World Bank under the Economic Transformation Project. At a signing ceremony here in Accra, Chief Executive of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, Kosi Yankiaye, urged the beneficiary firms to make good use of the funds and account for it accordingly. Here is more.
With a target to assist 2,000 high-growth SMEs across the country, the program aims to boost productivity and enable these businesses to scale up their operations and create sustainable jobs. Chief Executive of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, Kosi Yankiaye, emphasized that the funds are to help Ghanaian SMEs to be competitive.
So our intervention and support to you is to use that to build your businesses. And as your businesses grow, if there's a need for more interventions in the future, we will provide it. Some of you have been selected in this initial phase after the 4-month intensive training to be able to provide you with the needed support just to see how best you can utilize it. The program is to boost the productivity and competitiveness of small, medium businesses because we need to do that in this country. It's not about business as usual. And if we don't see your businesses grow, then as an institution and as a government, we'll then have to see if we should continue to support you or not support you.
Minister of Trade and Industry Katie Hammond described the fund as a life changer that must be used for its intended purpose.
But you should be responsible for whatever you've been given. Put it to good use, account for it. It's a grant. It's a grant. Me too, and I could see there is this arrangement. Say, I'm a grant. Maybe I can be number one. It's a grant, but use it properly. Your own benefit.
The Ghana Economic Transformation Project's past interventions have showcased remarkable success, with over 65 billion cedis disbursed to nearly 800 SMEs between September 2021 and January 2023.
Now, MTN Ghana says it intends to expand its revenue base through improving the data value chain to satisfy the needs of customers. The company said the move is a medium-term solution to the growing concerns of its customers. According to the Chief Executive Officer, Selom Adadivo, his outfit is expected to exceed the $1 billion infrastructure investment target it set out in 2021 by 2026. He was speaking at the release of MTN's half-year results.
This is from existing customers whose needs are changing over time, and they seek to do more with their internet service and with their data connectivity. But also, we can move up the value chain. Today, we're largely generating value in our data business from connectivity. But there are other elements that can give us, we can think of it as value-added services, or at the very least, moving up the value chain. What do people do with their data when they buy a bundle? They go online and they consume content. Content could be entertainment, music, video. It could be anything else. It could be use it to study, research, doing a bunch of different things. So there are opportunities for us to move into some of those areas that will give us incremental value over the connectivity layer where a lot of our revenue today resides. And that's what we're seeking to do in terms of building our data program over the medium term.
In a quest to enlarge its revenue base, the National Lottery Authority has launched a new draw machine to aid in its gaming activities. Director General of the National Lottery Authority, Samuel Awuku, revealed that random number generators have been procured to aid corporate promotions. There is more in this report.
After 27 years, the National Lottery Authority is doing away with old and obsolete machines used for its various gaming platforms. The authority ushered in new technologically advanced machines for efficient and reliable draws. Director General of the National Lottery Authority, Samuel Awuku, says the new equipment are in line with the modern dictates in the industry.
It has become mandatory that after 27 dedicated years of service, we phase them out. This is by virtue of the inability of the godmother machines, as we used to call them, to function as they should. Additionally, the Honorable Minister, the machines have become obsolete and their manufacturers are no longer producing the spare parts needed to sometimes fix them when they break down. This has become increasingly challenging to the operations of the National Lottery Authority.
Minister of Defense Dominic Nitiwo has issued a warning to illegal private lottery operators. He indicated that in order for the state to profit from cash generated by lotto operations in Ghana, the sector's illegalities must be addressed.
We cannot allow private people to hijack what is duly yours. Let's follow up and ensure that people do not commit illegalities in the lotto industry. It's not acceptable. Just Africans here, they take more than 10 times what you do here. Nigeria is more than 100 times what you do here. Lotto should be a cash cow, and we must flush out the illegal people to ensure that Lotto is a cash cow to the nation.
So how is the NLA dealing with illegal lotto operators? Here is the Director General of the National Lottery Authority, Samuel Awuku.
We're also going to go tough on the illegal lotto operators. You heard the Defense Minister, the NLA together with the military, the Ghana Revenue Authority, and the State Enforcement Agency agencies. We are going to go after all these illegal operators who are wielding almost 600 million cedis every year illegally by operating Lotto and do not contribute in any way or form or shape by paying their taxes to support the state. Neither do they support good causes. So you have very few people amassing all these and not supporting the state.
The new initiative by NLA is expected to give people multiple chances to win. For Joy News, Jacqueline Ansuma Yeboah.
MultiChoice, Africa's leading pay TV service provider, has introduced a new package known as GoTV Super Plus to the lineup of existing packages on GoTV. This existing or exciting new packages brings an unparalleled level of entertainment to subscribers, offering an extensive array of over 70 channels and exclusive content. Speaking at the launch of the new package, Managing Director of MultiChoice Ghana, Alex Autry, stated that the package will afford viewers high-quality entertainment. Here is more. With GoTV Super Plus, viewers gain access to a wide selection of top-tier content, making it the ultimate choice for viewers who seek high-quality entertainment. This impressive lineup includes sports, lifestyles, and many more. Speaking to Joy Business on the new package, Managing Director of MultiChoice Ghana, Alex Autry, said they remain dedicated to offering top-notch entertainment and sports content that cater to the varying interests of their audience.
We are bringing GoTV Super Plus, which will have all the Premier League matches. So all the big teams in the Premier League, name them, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, and all that. All their matches in the Premier League, you will have it on GoTV Super Plus. It's just 255 cedis. I mean, so if you have GoTV already, just upgrade to Super Plus, and you have all the matches. Starting from this Sunday, actually, the Community Shield between Manchester City and Arsenal. You'll get everything on GoTV Super Plus.
Head of Marketing at MultiChoice, Ifwa Kisinyami, explains how viewers who seek high-quality entertainment can access this Super Plus package.
So all you need to do is to dial *759# and then you upgrade. It takes you through a prompt and then you follow the prompt to upgrade. The new package, you can, if you're already an existing GoTV customer, all you need to do is dial *759 to upgrade. But if you do not yet have your GoTV, you can visit any of our dealers, our branches nationwide, acquire GoTV and then upgrade to Super Plus.
Meanwhile, the company says it will continue to provide unbeatable local and international series to its customers. Thanks so much for watching Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Prime Sports is next. Bye.